T-minus 2 hours until I go to my first ever singles event.
Thanks, yeah.
I couldn't already tell the event was a flop. There was no
What?
men. There was like 5 men and 50 women.
He does not like you.
Like the ability to balance your masculine and your feminine energy.
I said, you were right.
Black men in their 50s, 48 to 59, very successful. Must make at least $400,000 a year.
Y'all selling tickets and y'all having 300 women show up and 3 men.
T-minus 2 hours until I go to my first ever singles event. I am excited. I don't know. Am I excited? I feel like I'm open. I'm feeling open. I'm feeling like, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just do this. A friend of mine said she might come, so I probably won't be alone. But if I am, that's okay because the event is centered around music. So I won't feel super stressed because everyone loves music, right? I'm about to get ready. I'm already kind of half ready because I came back from work, but I'm about to clean up my makeup a little bit more and then we'll get going. Bathroom is in shambles. Okay, so I wish I could show you my bathroom, but I'm just going to show you what I'm wearing. This is the fit. I'm going to be wearing Nike Pandas. The friend I'm going with is wearing heels, and I'm like, heels would be so cute, but unfortunately I am flat-footed. But yeah, I'm confident with this fit. My hair's not done, so I've been wrapping it, and I always look cute with like a wrap because my face card is like... So I'm confident in this little outfit, and it's also really cold. It's like 35 degrees today, but it feels like 19. How is that even possible? If it feels like 19, isn't it just 19 degrees? Whatever. Anyways, so yeah, I'm excited. So I will keep you guys updated. Bye.
Come find me, and I will give you a prize. Thanks, yeah.
Oh man, I did silence it because of the music, but end up leaving early and going to karaoke night. I gotta run this back. 1 second, y'all.
So if you couldn't already tell, the event was a flop and I ended up leaving early. I did go to the event with a friend and I made a friend at the event, but there was no men there.
You can't make this up.
There was no men. There was like 5 men and 50 women, and all the men were not men that I would. And not men that
I can tell by those guys.
Either. They weren't coming up to me. So it's like, hey, so me and my friend made the executive decision to leave and look for somewhere local to just hang out so that we didn't waste our outfits for the night. And we ended up going into like this random restaurant that was having a karaoke night, and we had so much fun. Just singing and just dancing with the people there, and everyone was so nice. So the night was not a waste. I think a lot of my friends who I was updating about like the night, they were like really concerned, like, Crystal, like, are you okay? Like, I'm okay, because even though I didn't meet anyone and the event was a flop, like, maybe it just wasn't meant for me, right? Maybe it wasn't meant for me, but I was meant to have a good night, and I did. And I'm happy to report that tonight was so much fun, despite the fact that the singles event was a flop. Will I sign up for singles events in the future? Probably, but I have to continue to build up the courage to do so. I think this gave me the courage, the fact that I even did this. Like, okay, I don't think I'm ready to go alone. I think in the future I will take friends until I feel secure in going alone, but I'm happy I had a friend today to go. And I'm happy that I went, even though it wasn't what I expected at all. So yeah, that was my night, guys. And yeah, being a late bloomer, it's an interesting experience. But I think in this season, if anything, I'm learning that it's important to be grateful for the community that you have now. I'm grateful for the friends that I'm making. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my family. And maybe a guy is not in the cards for me right now, and I don't understand why men don't talk to me, but that's okay because I am a full person as I am. And that is great.
Nah, that was crazy. She looked like she was about to cry in the end. But when will they ever learn? She said, I think I may go to some more in the future. Men aren't talking to me. I'm sitting there like, this is what they're dealing with. It's sad. Seriously. I felt a little touched. No, I didn't feel that bad, but you have to understand what's happening, right? And it seems like they don't see it. Maybe they do see it. Maybe I'll say this. She's just trying to make money on TikTok. It has to be that, right? This must be some big hoax. But no, those tears. Look like she's about to start crying. I don't think this was fake. That look at the end, right? It's like man, but yeah, that's what ladies are going through. And I hate to see it. But the years and years and years of traumatizing guys, this is what you have.
All right, so ladies, let me help y'all out. Y'all throwing single mingle events where y'all want men to show up. Y'all throwing whole conferences where y'all selling tickets and y'all having 300 women show up and 3 men show up, or no men at all.
Welcome to the new world.
So y'all want the men to show up? Let me go ahead and give y'all some advice. You know, like when men throw parties and they know it's gonna be a bunch of hard legs there, what do they usually do? Ladies get in for free because they really want y'all there. But they know if y'all gotta pay, that y'all really not gonna show up. But if they say it's free, y'all gonna file it. It should be the same way with these conferences. Like y'all really want these men to show up. That's why y'all there. Y'all there for the men to come. These men might end up buying you drinks while you there. Hell, they might even end up taking care of you. Like, why should they pay to get in when they're gonna spend once they get there anyway? Like, you literally don't have to make money off of everybody, especially if you're trying to make an event like this successful. Like, y'all literally filing in by the hundreds to get men to talk to you. Then the men gotta pay to get in that, pay for your drinks if they selling them, end up paying for the first date and everything else after that. And I know what y'all gonna say, right? Men with money don't care about this. But men with money ain't showing up at the events either. Like, ladies, y'all already had the planned out. Y'all knew how it was gonna go. Y'all need to start making it enticing for the men for once in y'all goddamn life. Yes, y'all filing into a singles conference, but if y'all looking for the men to come, then you gotta know that it's really about you. Just some advice though. You ain't gotta listen to me. You ain't gotta listen to me.
Brother, sorry to say, man, but they're already letting men in free to some of these things. They should start paying guys, right? But that won't work. Why? Because they're going to say, oh, yeah, a guy has to be making over 100,000. He has to be over 6 feet, and we'll pay you $300. I bet you. And think men are going to be excited to go. Look, the guys that you want don't have to go to singles events. That's what the issue is. Because look, when guys do go to singles events, usually a tall guy may not mind because he knows they're looking for him. So if he's tall with a personality, woof, he has the pick of the litter. And guys know this. So most guys don't go. That's why men won't go. Even if you pay them, they probably wouldn't go. Get paid to go there and be disappointed? It's crazy. I could just go to work.
Good evening, singles. Today I have a special request. I'm calling all black men in their 50s, 48 to 59, we'll say.
Okay.
I'm looking on the East Coast, so pretty much New York to Florida. The Carolinas are okay, all the way straight up north. Successful, fit, attractive, very successful. Must make at least $400,000 a year.
You serious?
Yeah.
Huh? What are you, lady? 50? She's 50, asking for a man to make at least $400,000 a year.
It's delusional.
and you think they want you. Guys, this is why there's a problem. She's demanding a man her age, of course, 45 to 50, and think they want and make 400,000 and think they want her. Lady, these guys have the pick of the litter. They're running away from you.
Yeah. Did I say fit and attractive black men in their 50s? Please fill out a profile for me. Thank you.
But later, I had to call him when I called into a show, I think in 2020. I said, you were right. You're right.
Well, curious, what made you come to the point where you recognized that he was right?
The aha moment was between, let's say 46 and 50, because my daughter had graduated from high school, was going to college. I've always been, kind of like my dad said earlier, he used to say, I was fine, but now I'm just cute. So I used to be fine, but now I'm just cute. And when I was fine, I had all this, these options. And when I was in the midst of, rearing my daughter, I never saw the fact that those options were diminishing because I had to focus on my daughter. So it wasn't really a priority for me until she was gone. And then I was left with myself and wanting to be in relationships, and there weren't as many options. And that's when it started to be real to me, because I hadn't paid attention to it through those years, if you will, because again, I was always fine. What happened was once she had graduated and gone off to college, I was getting in these relationships and I was not getting the results that I had hoped for. Other than that time with my daughter's father, I would like to.
Yeah, and the old white lady is trying to demand a black man that makes 400,000 a year. Crazy. And she's saying she realized Kevin Samuels was right once I hit the wall. Go figure.
Think that I was not just reckless. I like to think that I was searching for something that I ultimately wanted, but not realizing that I was not equipped to have it at that time. I was not equipped. I wasn't equipped to have it. So after a bunch of failed relationships, and in the midst of this, I was going to therapy for some other things that I was dealing with. But the turning point was a relationship at the age of 50 that the warning signs were there that I ignored, that I justified, that I think because I had gotten to a point, and I was talking to my dad about it, realizing, okay, I'm 50, my chances are, probably none. Let me get what I can get. Let me hold on to this, but not realizing I still needed to have some standards. So I got into this relationship that ended violently. And it was really hard for me because I'm thinking, how did I wait to get to 50 years old to end up in an abusive relationship? Everybody saw it and they tried to talk some sense into me, but I wasn't listening yet again. That there were red flags that I did not pay attention to, because I'm not going to say I didn't see. They were there. I just ignored them. And again, thinking that I was helping him or inspiring him, but when I came to find out that I wasn't inspiring him, I guess maybe he felt I was emasculating him.
The lady got pushed to wit's end. Got with a man, abusive, lied to herself, just happy to have a man. And that's what it's come to. You ladies are going to be stuck in situationships, happy to have a man because you're desperate. And it's got too late for you. And that's why I'm looking at that white lady. At 50 years old, you're demanding 400,000. Are you crazy? But I understand though. They're not crazy to themselves. They're crazy to everyone else though.
And crashes out every single time I do. There is nothing casual about intimacy. There is nothing casual about sex. There is nothing casual about sharing parts of yourself with someone and being just 100% vulnerable. It's not casual, and we need to stop trying to pretend like it is. It's not. Casual, no strings attached intimacy is fake. It's cheap currency that has an expensive cost, aka your state of mind, your peace of mind. It's not normal to suppress your feelings and pretend not to care because you feel like you shouldn't care or the other person doesn't care. That's not normal. We have to stop the situationship culture, stop the hookup culture, stop the nonchalant final boss culture, and really look within ourselves and see what we truly want. 9 times out of 10, you find yourself in a situationship because you want true intimacy. You want true closeness with someone, but you found someone that's not willing to give you that. So you take the next best thing and have all of this casual intimacy and feel crushed when it's over or crushed when they fall back. We have to take radical responsibility in our lives and not put ourselves in situations that we know are going to hurt us. If this guy has been lusting after you since the beginning, has never done anything to show that he is serious about you as a person and wants to get to know you outside of your body, what did you think was gonna happen? I'm not even trying to get on your tail, but like, we have to stop the cycle. The second a guy shows you that he only sees you as an experience to have, a fun time to be a part of, don't let him. And don't get involved in that situation thinking that it's going to turn into something else. It won't. All it's going to turn into is you crashing out, feeling stupid, and being like, I wish I would have never done that. Being in a situationship is a choice. Being with someone that wants something different from what you want deep down is a choice. It's a choice that you and me can stop making. A lot of the times, these men see you as something to conquer, as something to experience. Don't let them do that. Don't feed their ego. They're trying to get your attention, your time, your body. You emotionally invested in them because it boosts their ego. No more situationships, no more casual intimacy, no more talking to people that are just trying to take things from us and aren't trying to actually get to know us, deeply understand and bond and connect. No more. Sometimes you need to be less mad about the guy that did you wrong and more so looking inward and asking yourself why you allowed yourself to be treated like that and why you stayed in a situation where you were being treated poorly. I love you guys.
Casual intimacy is not it. I will say it time and time and time again. It is not it. It's gonna leave your mind and your soul craving more, because who wants physical intimacy but not be able to get the full package, not be able to get full access to the person, dealing with constantly getting breadcrumbs, dealing with the fact that you're constantly gonna want more. If somebody wants to experience you physically but doesn't want to do all of the things to maintain you, that is a clear depiction of that person does not like you. That person does not like you. We cannot continue to mistaken lust for love. That person don't for real. And by agreeing to this situation, you are now lowering your worth just so you can get access to some human being. When it's like, y'all know that there is somebody out there that is willing to give you what you want, right? It's not always going to be like this. You're not always going to deal with some ain't. There's going to be somebody that's willing to rise to the occasion, but you are too impatient to wait for that person. So you got to find something. You got to deal with somebody. For me, it's never that serious. I remember being freshly divorced and being separated from my ex, and in the back of my head, I would always tell myself like, nah, I'm only doing casual situations right now. I don't even want to really pour my mind and body into anybody. I don't want to deal with nobody's son like that. But that wasn't the situation. I didn't want to deal with anybody's unhealed son. But I was lying to myself just so I could feel like I was having some type of intimacy, but stating that I didn't really want to be in a situation, knowing damn well that I wanted somebody to pour into me. I wanted somebody to pour into my cup. But after so many failed situations and not receiving the right type of love, I then began to just say, okay, I'm going to stay right here, instead of keeping myself here and waiting for that person to rise to the occasion. If you need a break from dating overall, that's cool. Take your break. Be by yourself. But don't settle for less. Don't dim your lights just to get some form of access to somebody. If they are not willing to rise to the occasion, remember, he does not like you.
Now, I wish there were more, but what it sounds like, you ladies dibbled and dabbled, and you did a lot of dibbling and dabbling. Something men don't have, a lot of men don't have access to, right? Because a lot of men have been villainized. So what happens? Some men may not have the persuasion tactics down, right? They're scared. But you ladies, you have the ability, right? So I say this, maybe more will say it that way, but I don't think so. You think about everything we have against us. And I talk about it. I talked about this before. Everything around us is put in front of you as a distraction. So what am I going to talk about? The television these young girls are watching. The pushing sexual suggestion, right? It even happens on TikTok. Let me give you an example. Every time I go and search TikTok to find content, what happens? I get a lady trying to push OnlyFans suggested to me. What are they trying to push on me? They're trying to push goning, right? They're trying to take your boy down. And I'm not going down without a fight.
I've been fighting all my life.
Guys, you guys know. They targeting you too. Them girls with the booties and the boobies flashing and doing the little dances. And every time I go on my timeline, I see what's her name? Sophie Rain, and I see the other girl with a crew, and I see a bunch of them. Then I get Colombian girls and all that stuff just pushing to me. It's dangerous out there. And these ladies are going through the same thing.
I literally find emotional intelligence, like, in a man so freaking attractive. Like, it has to be the number one most attractive thing when I'm like looking for or talking to someone, right? Like, the ability to balance your masculine and your feminine energy, and to be able to lead your woman with just so much love and just so much like space for her emotions.
What are you talking about?
You're a protector, you're a provider, but you're protecting her emotionally. You're pouring so much like life and love into her. You know what I mean? You don't look down to her. You look up to her, and you just pour so much wisdom, and you seek her advice for guidance, and you let her nurture you, and she looks up to you, and she trusts you, and she respects you. And it's just a man that can lead. It's not even about like the physicalness, you know, because I think men always think it has to be like, I'm a provider, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not that. Like, can she be emotionally safe? You know, does she feel emotionally safe with you? Because women have so many emotions. Are you going to judge her? Are you going to belittle her? Are you going to make her feel small or make her feel dumb? Are you going to, you know, make her question her intuition? I feel like men like that are so chaotic that do those things, but the men that have that emotional intelligence, it has literally, as I've gotten older, it's like the most attractive thing to me. I'm obsessed. You're able to like have deep conversations. You're able to, even in arguments, right? You're able to agree to disagree, and no one's upset. No one's mad. You're seeing things from different perspectives. You're opening up your minds. You're opening up your hearts. You're having so much space for vulnerability, for authenticity, for honesty, for truth, for like the real raw, you know, and nobody's judging the other person, and everyone just feels safe and at peace, and they can like flow freely and be themselves like naturally.
You know why I stopped her? I had to shut her up. Because, yeah, she's saying a lot of good things, right? But then when you peel back the layers and say, what else do you want? How tall does he have to be? How much does he have to make per year? Oh, okay. You wanted him. Same old, same old.
Safety and security. So historically, on a biological level, men are protectors. So when a man appears uncertain, emotional, or like just all over the place about anything, it can trigger these subconscious doubts in a woman that questions his ability to provide stability. So when you talk about problems at work, especially money, like when you're financially insecure, she's financially insecure because she's putting her life into your life. Women often also say they want vulnerability, but what they mean is be more open and tell me more things about your life, and being vulnerable only in a way that shows that there is an end result, that there is an outlet. Don't be vulnerable in a way that doesn't burden me with future destabilization or doesn't emotionally burden me.
Yep, and I've fell victim to that. It happens to the best of us, right? Young, just telling what's on your heart, that's not good. That's not good. I mean, now I can do that with my wife now, but it's been a long time coming. And that's what happens when I hate to say it, I'm just living proof. When you go across these waters and get something that is there for you and that cares, why you look at me like that? It's different. It's night and day. And that's what guys are looking for in the end result.
A message for all men when it comes to relationships. Men should never vent to women because it will always backfire in their face. Don't you dare get vulnerable in front of us, because let me tell you, the first time we get into an argument, the first thing I'm gonna bring up is your mama, okay? That's the first thing I'm gonna bring up. Make me mad enough. The second thing I'm gonna bring up is, that's why you peed in the bed till you were 17. You gotta open up. You gotta cry at least once in front of your woman. You gotta do that. You gotta do that cry. But the moment you open up to us and say, "Don't tell nobody," and we hug you as we put your head on our breast and go, "I'm not gonna tell nobody. It's between me and you." I don't do that. I'm grown. I'm a grown woman. I don't do that. But the first thing I run in that daggone bathroom, I text my best friends and I go, "Girl, when you getting off work? I gotta talk to you. You know this man still pee in the bed. And he kisses mama on the lips still."
I don't talk about it because I'm a man and nobody cares what I'm going through. I'm supposed to lean into whatever problem I have and be okay because that's what I'm expected to do. Nobody cares. That hit me so hard. Because the sad part is, I know he's not the only one who feels that way. Somewhere along the line, somebody told men that strength means silence. That real men don't cry, they don't vent, they don't...
I got to pause it right there, right? Because before she goes on, I have to say this. Strength truly does mean silence, right? I remember for so many years, I've talked back and forth with my cousin, I want to do this. I want to do that. I've talked with my wife. I want to do this. I want to do that. And when I finally started doing it, what did I start doing? I did this and I started moving, right? And I mean, I had to do more of this, but I did more of that to my advantage, right? And so now I do it more and more, and I've been like that ever since I was in my 20s. I always been a grinder, right? And I told you guys about my story. I was always the guy selling hats, scarves, and gloves, and I always been a hustler. And one thing I knew in my life is that you got to get it how you live. You can't be out here talking, and you have to understand, like, as a man, you have to be like that, because then other men can look up to you and say, "That's a man right there." Seriously, that's when you leave legacies behind. Not by doing this, but by moving.
Break. We've got a whole generation of men walking around emotionally dehydrated, afraid to ask for a sip of water. But the truth is that there are people who care. Women, myself included, who want men to feel safe and feel seen and feel valued. To know that you don't have to hold it all together just to be worthy of love and respect. You deserve softness too. But it makes me wonder, how do we build better spaces for that type of healing? How do we create communities where men and women feel safe enough to be vulnerable and communicate honestly without fear of being judged? Because when we don't do that, what ends up happening all too often is that we face emotional walls that keep us apart. Women, myself included, crave connection, and men crave peace. But we can't have either of those if everyone is afraid to feel something. So here's my challenge. If you're a man watching this, start with just one person. Have an honest, open, vulnerable conversation with one person in your life that you believe that you can trust. And if you're a woman watching this, I challenge you to find a man in your life who you love and respect and just ask him how he's feeling for real. And don't try to fix it. Don't try to add your 2 cents in. Just hear him out. Just listen to him. Listen so that he knows he's being heard. Because the healing between us starts with the safety within us. I think it would really help if we start building that bridge again, together. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no idea what day it is, but this has been Chris Off the Green. Screen that is. I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Hey, y'all. It's taking a lot out of me to tell y'all this, but I'm gonna tell y'all, right? So I'm dealing with this chick, right? We off and on, cool, high and cold. We get into it. So she make me mad. So I started insinuating that I had messed with a stepsister. You know what I'm saying? Play a little mind game, trying to make her mad. Like, yeah, that's why I'm doing it with your sister. Never did know with the sister. Being a little friendly, but just playing with her, right? Boy, do you know these folks went and ate another dude up and sent me the video? Boy, I started hyperventilating. I couldn't even breathe. Then I'm looking at it like, you don't even do this to me. I'm talking about crazy on this man. I'm like, boy, I had to do this. I had to make you this mad to get you to do this. Then on top of that, I'm watching the video. I'm trying to act like, I'm trying to find a reason like, oh, this is an old video. This ain't nothing recent. And I'm looking, I'm studying. I'm like, no. She had them same braids when she came over here a week ago. I'm like, bruh. Then we get on the phone about it, right? I'm trying to be P about it. I'm trying my best. But it come out. I go out. Bruh, that was lame. What you do that? I was just playing with you. I ain't even do nothing with your sister, bruh. You went out bad. Boy, them folks told me, that's what you get for playing. They ain't even feel no remorse. I still ain't hear from them. Boy, I couldn't breathe. I was hyperventilating, panic attack, heart attack. Boy, I was sick. Boy, I hope them folks move to a whole other country and forget about that incident. I hope they never even know about that. Man, okay. I'm done talking about that.
Men in my comments saying that it is too much work to deal with a woman. I'd rather stay single. Let me tell you this. You're not wrong that women require work. You are not wrong at all. But that attitude usually comes from men who have been burned by women in the past. Men who gave their heart to the wrong woman and never took the time to understand the right one. No woman is easy to deal with. We are emotional, layered, and deeply intuitive, but we're not hard to figure out. If you're grounded in your masculine energy and willing to put in the effort, it takes patience, presence, and it takes mental resilience. There is nothing wrong with being single. That is your choice, your freedom, do you. But let's be honest, we are meant to coexist. We are designed to bond, to build, and to create legacies. A woman and a man in their true essence builds empires. You might be in your 20s saying, I'm good being alone, but when you hit your 40s, 50s, 60s, and you've built your success, sure, but nobody to share it with, you're going to feel that emptiness. Men deep down crave emotional safety too. You crave the touch of a woman who adores you, who nurtures you, brings peace, joy, and loyalty, and even children. You cannot deny that. It's a beautiful thing, but it requires you to lead yourself first. You have to be very clear on your standards, what you will tolerate and what you will not, because the right woman will test your patience, not to break you, but to reveal the man that you're capable of becoming. So no, women aren't too much work, so to speak. They're the most valuable work a man can ever do.
Answer's coming.